We are going to trading view. So here is the timing where breakout happening. We are going to trading view. Here is the going to sell, and this is the buy signal here. So this is the sideways going to gold. Not too much fall, but it's the extent. Here is the extent point. So people wear hope here. So here is the area right now. We are going to activate here. So it's going down. Also market here the keep continue the trade. So here is the falling out. This is the area where I find out. So here is the falling out. This is the area where I find out. I'm going to out on this trade right now. This one is the break. Let's wait. Another wait. So what's happening on real chart? Real chart put goes to upside. So here is the 953 and this is the hitting and this is the 10145 option. So here. So we can make a new signal, then we enter it. This is going to be, we can wait here, sideways market here, but if break it 200 EMA, then we go to short. But here is the catch right now here. So it's a pullbacking to goes to that box. So let's wait for the new signal here. Buy and sell here. If 200 EMA close. So here is the 200 EMA. If one candle out inside the 200 EMA, then definitely go to short. Otherwise not. Gold also going to upside here. Here is the level we mark out. Go to downside, and here too. It's a range bound market here. Silver is going to fall right now, so maybe probability will high to go lower side is a gold also faster. It's a good signal here. Definitely they will recover here. Gold in the sideways zone. Sideways level are here. These are the level where most of the trades are going on. So where is the gap? Resume the trend and going gap is here. Trend continues here. Between fair value gap here. So I mark out and I practice it. So here is the trap, 8 o'clock trap. This kind of is here. Each day this is happening. Then definitely sometimes go upside, sometimes go downside. Here to here. And then next one gap is here. In the silver. Another one is the extent. So these are gaps fulfill very fast. These two important gaps. So going to downside move, and gold is also definitely goes down here. But it's a recovered in that candle. So check out here another time. This is the last time. These are the golden zones. Where reversal are possibles. First time go that side, golden zone, then here the golden zone. So here is the most valuable trade here. It's a 2% going downside in the 3-time check. 87,000 levels to 202. 86,200. Exactly. It's a $1,000. And another one is here happening within minutes. So market outside on the sideways zone. Essentially at here in that area. First retest here and then go to upside. and we can out our position. So if you are learning very fast, so mark these levels. It's a safest heaven where you goes to outside the golden zone. Then you make the upside move. Then check out here. Trade is active. Range ATR 4.2 FX. And this is the ATR 14 active. So here we change the color in our script. Its recovery is very fast. So here is the logic where I apply the liquidity zones. So I am out here in this trade because it's going to upside continuous trend, because this is the point. So it is the confirmation to go downside, or then definitely goes to downside, otherwise it's going to upside. Silver also recovered here on that zone. Here is the golden zone, and here is the upside golden zone here, where 2. This is the range. Upper side is golden zone is high, so probability is very high to go upside silver. And gold are waiting also for breakout. If here is the breakout here, then go downside position here and signal will be generated. Otherwise it's a reverse here to here in that area, and that is case. So if you become successful trader, you learn all the things, how to trade setups, and setups going to big billionaires here, how they trap is everywhere in the market. So choose wisely and hold patiently. If you trade like wizard, so you must have patience. Not any minutes of the candle going to downside here. If it's going outside, and here's the strongness confirmation on that circles. Here's the next breakdown. Otherwise it's attested to levels. It's a choppy market here, but Bitcoin goes to sideways, and here if goes to downside, buy signal here, sell here, sell. Sometimes this is the false signals generated by our ATR 14. एक्सटेंड किया उसको, यहाँ जो हमने पोजीशन बनाई थी उसको हमने कट किया था, क्योंकि सबको लगा होगा जैसे मुझे लगा ATR 14 निकलने का। अभी अपसाइड का मूवमेंट कंटिन्यूअस करेगा।
this
No
kind of
resistance.
not breaking here.
So here is the and updated the chart. Oh great. So here the color change in the Pine script. So find
It's a
out
breakdown.
where to going ATR, and here is the breakout and buy signals generated here in the Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin is strong, so silver will be recovered fast. And this is the 8 o'clock where every time I find out the upside move here on the crypto,
We can go to
gold and anywhere. So here is the move. It's the greatest move. So break down and break out. Here is the biggest trap.
so the side where goes
So market goes to
and earlier
here to here.
you drive the ride like mine.
In 1 minute time frame.
It's a thought. Power unit.
And here if break this, and this is the break, but it's a closing outside of the break, then it's the strongest. So all stop loss are hunting on the lowest level, and it's the institutional buying here every day. Otherwise HFT, high frequency machines, going to trade 8 o'clock every day. So here is the 8 o'clock, and then we find out last day 8 o'clock signal where and how they play.
Going to upside. If break this
8 o'clock, here is the line
down
8 o'clock, going to downside and further going to upside and then goes to downside. This is the biggest move here.
So here is the,
So it's the confirmation.
Point of interest. I am
8 o'clock time period.
whether going
So you
to
understand
market.
this time period here. So you go to biggest trades here, and here is the trap, and then go to downside move.
Break these levels here. It's a
And
black
here is the downside candle appear
if
here.
you not break it here, then go to upside.
So patiently wait here.
Wait here. And your position going to upside from here.
Don't be making trappy trade here.
Here.
Silver going to upper side, continuous.
Upper side going to
Buy signal,
candle here.
but it's going to here buy signal.
Then you positions upside. Otherwise not. It's a confirmation here.
Definitely going to a trending market. So
Uh,
market is steady here.
if break this,
Oh my god, it's a huge trade here, and continuous Bitcoin going to upside.
it break downside. Then go further. Ride on the fall. Sky fall.
So I will sell here.
So it's a just price action. How act prices? Patiently wait for your moment. It's a golden zone here. You don't trap every time.
Here is the three
Break
supports.
out or break down. Then you go with the trade on that direction.
And if this break,
avoid it. We will also making huge losses. Of don't learn
to $45
these
profit.
setups.
Here 344.
These markets are the
483.
setups of the financials, big financial institutions.
420.
So they will more educated,
778.
more experienced
606.
of you. So they easily trap you because of your psychology training.
Stop loss
very
going to be here.
lax.
It's going to be a profit. 263. And we extend this.
Sometimes it's
$800
going to upside. Sometimes it's
going
goes
to be a
backside.
profit.
So confirm it first.
Here
So we can wait
it's
for
going to be a
confirmation.
paper trading. But checking our accuracy here.
And otherwise I will give it clean.
It's a false signal. Then the trade, and we got it. A great trade here. It's the biggest move here. And gold also downside.
How to plot this GAN fan?
Here's the very catch and trap here. It's the machine signal, automatic generated. You continue to watch. So here the trap, and the golden zone, then goes to downside here. ATR, average to range 2.79 here, right now. And going to downside move. Definitely sure shot
Right from
here.
here to here.
Trade,
Easily trap
think
you
like
here.
pro. And here's the go to downside here.
So wait until
Biggest trap formed every
here is
time
the break of 86,804.
in gold, in silver,
Then go to
silver also, and Bitcoin also, and going to Ethereum. It's going to downside here.
It's again
ATR is 6.69
1 is the middle line.
and
2
ATR
upon
is
1
6.21
is the
here.
downside.
right now.
3 upon 1,
6.45.
4 upon 1, and 5 upon 1.
Let's wait here the confirm, and then downside goes to.
So they going
So here is the perfect gold
5
and Bitcoin.
exactly.
It's the perfect trap
It's going
in
to
that time
upside
frame.
and
Five.
exactly going to a 1 upon 1 level. Then here
10
is the
minutes
breakout.
trap.
Here is the breakout. So wait for
6 minutes going to upside and then downside. Every time.
bid for next candle. Confirm it.
And here is the trap. Ready. And gold is going to downside. Move here.
Here is the trap because of last time here and this time is here. So wait for next candle going to upside, otherwise not. A boom to the 86798 levels on a
Here
1
is
minute
the
time
area.
frame.
And I clearly
Otherwise
confirm
we
here it go
don't
to
go
downside
downside.
here in this time frame.
The market goes to a sideways, may be possible.
So replay the video here.
If you learn this concept always,
It's
you
going to
will be
momentum here.
aware of the trapping.
Here is the candle Here is the trap. So let's find out what happened to next. And
outside.
Bitcoin is going downside, huge downside. I will make it here the paper trade for checking purpose. It's a balance here 1108, and here's the longest trade I hold. Here is 22,000 lows. It's a continuous pattern, so practice must
Tick by tick data.
go to perfect, not to be perfect realistically. And it's a huge move
The respect of our
where
line.
ATR is 1, average to range is 157
Here.
here, and a reversal is possible. Gold also reversal has make. Here the stop loss, all, and this is the same way. This is the going to upside. Otherwise I will check out here on the last day 8 o'clock. And today's date is November 24. Here is the trap, last trap here 8 o'clock. And gold is huge upside. I'm going to continuous rally right now. Very fast momentum. I'm going to be here, and here's the 8 o'clock trap. Market totally reverse 820. $10 upside move. We're going to backside here. The 20 is here. Okay, next 20, find out. So find out here. It's the trap, clear cut trap here, downside first, then downside, and then going to upside. And upside is huge move. So remember 8 o'clock every time. And backtest the data. Here is the next candle here. So it's going to downside here because of the golden zone is here. and here is the resistance today. Market is going to create a channel like situation here. $74, $75, not going to $75, $4070 here. So all candle rejected here, and it's a asymmetric pattern creating here. Not going to be a clear vision to predict where's the market going on. You clear out golden zone, and goes to clear out. Here is the going to upside right now. Huge move create here, but if this candle break out here, this candle is a 4079 level break here, not holding on the outside candle and body here on this zone. So here is the new zone here. Here's the new zone. We create the side zones because of we predict on the direction in the market. If you align the market, then you become the good trader. So here's the break and then goes to downside. Gold has a big moves. 40682 to 4078 correctly. Wait here until closing in the red. 13 seconds, 20 seconds, and it's going to be a green. Going to be a green here, and this is the closing here. 79 and 80 goes to new traction here. ATR going to be a 3.12. So please continuous check. So I remove the all things. So the things not clear cut making the chart. So here's the clarification of the chart. 4080 here going to be bullish. So it's the perfect trap here, price action. So let's check out here to here, then go to here, then go to here, and then go to biggest move. It's the double move here. It's the 1/2 and it's the 1/2. So 1/2, 1/2 and 1/3. Biggest move here we capture. I said to you, if golden zone break, it's the going to be high market, and it's the going to be a trigger on the resistance zone. Here is the golden zone resistance side. Maybe possible a reversal here, otherwise it's a break faster. It's a very fast move here. One upon one. So here to here. One upon two here, and 1/3 here, upon 3 here. So let's wait here. Now it's going to put side. Put side going to be down. So here is the lowest level going to be. It's going to be a trap on a 200 point because of 2000 of loss. If this one is break, keep continuous, try here to break 4084, today's high. Then go to upside, and here's the break. But 84085, if break, then go to upside, otherwise we don't go to upside. So I say to you, don't go to put side because of this. It's the link of the next wave, and here is the gap of body, the fair value gap trap here. So very fast movements, they trap you. And next candle will be here to break. We break this one. So let's wait here and fill the gap right now. Here is the very few gap, but let's wait here because of the 10-day market. No, so it should track out. Stop loss hunting the above ground here, must necessary. We can wait here. Once a trap here, it's going to be here one time. I'm going to be check their line of control.
So we can wait. It's a 14-second. It's a golden zone here. We trap here in that candle. 92, 890. Here is the extent. Remove the lows. 320. Not more than that. So here's the clear the liquidity. So I might be a one move, make it here. They will. The 844. So it's controlling of emotion and motion. So where is the so here is the true range. They will first consolidate in the trade here. Market is going too bullish. Here is the biggest breakdown here. I am going to $800, 800 rupees here. But I will wait here.
So here is the software. This trade will going to extend here. Grab the full liquidity here. And now market going to be extend here. So here to here. So I'm holding the trade on 28 November. Market's always going to be in cycles. If you're going to win big, so you must check your patience. Lose to lose. If you don't go with stop loss, it's a huge loss. Anyone. When market goes to upside, check it. Some moves are going to be here. We are waiting for our trade. Otherwise, we close it for the next day. Where I don't know what happened. how we can build our psychology. It is going to be outside here. Learning is very hard. It's a payoff. Extent. Here is the extent. If I understand this, in future we can make huge profits here. Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win. This is going to be upside. The second time they will test it here. So here is our trade out, and here is the point working out. It's a wrong
chain pen and our indicator work perfectly here.
So be aware of
market.
that kind of market here.
We can check gold here.
They can going to push you
working or not.
harder and harder.
Definitely
Let us know.
check out. It's completely sideways in the gold. Here is the perfectly work. I'm going to biggest candle here and go outside. So confirm target here, and here is the first confirmation where you enter the trade 2893 Ethereum. Check it here and
silver. One, two, and sideways. Not the big move here. But let's wait. Whatever, 11:30. Continuous try to break. And extend it here. So here we can 1, 2, 3. Check. 1, 2, 3. Check. We can get our first point here. Check out Bank Nifty here. We can carry forward this trade here.
No, I'm stopping you tonight.
No.
पत्नी ने अपने पति से
मुझे ये अंदर की खबर मिली है।
हर लड़के का एक
में आप देखते हो
हर लड़के का एक बारी
तो थोड़ा सा लेफ्ट साइड पे स्क्रॉल करो, देखो आपको मिल जाएगा कंपटीशन। ओके सर, थैंक्स, थैंक यू।
It's a mean reversion strategy.
आपसे कैसे
I'm
जुड़े?
very less experienced
मुझसे
in
जुड़नी है तो
in
एक
gold
काम
coin.
करो, ये नीचे में ये जो लाइव
So we
स्ट्रीम चल रही है आज का,
practice,
डिस्क्रिप्शन में चेक करो,
practice make
टेलीग्राम
perfect.
चैनल का लिंक मिल जाएगा।
On
आप
your
टेलीग्राम
trading.
चैनल में जुड़ सकते हो आप।
Lot of hours. You have patiently wait for your trades. You can't predict where to going. So here's the move 8:49.
लाइव में आता हूँ, एक दोपहर में, दोपहर
8:53.
के 12:30 बजे, और एक रात में जो कि हमारा लाइव स्ट्रीम रहती है 6:30 बजे। तो आप डेली ये टाइम में जुड़ जाना, लाइव स्ट्रीम में करता हूँ, लाइव में आता हूँ, आप जुड़ जाना, आपका प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाए।
Wait out.
आपसे पूरा
Here's the 30 points just in
तो एक काम कर सकते हो इसमें,
stream
जो
on one.
आपका जो पार्टनर कोड है
So wait.
वो चेंज करके हमारा जो पार्टनर कोड है वो इसमें
And
बैठा
here
सकते हो।
is the hack. They will going to extend.
कोड है
So wait.
वो चेंज
And I know where to extend it. They will going to in range. Exactly work out here. If they break it, if this is not sustained here, if this one is going to upside, first they will confirm it. Each and every time जब भी ये ऊपर और नीचे जाता है तो कंफर्म करता है चीज़ें, मार्केट का एक बैलेंस बना रहे उसके लिए। We can waiting here. देख रहा हूँ कि एक चैनल बन रहा है,
Because
इसमें
here's
चैनल
the
भी आप
hack.
अप्लाई कर सकते हो।
How market beat your psychology.
एक बार के लिए ये
Check
करते
out.
हैं।
We don't book, we don't lose. The trade going on the 28 November contract.
Oh, this is the work. Fifth circle.
Market's going to trap you here.
Markets are the cyclical.
So we can
way.
track here.
मार्केट जो
Catch the
है चक्रीय
market.
पद्धति का एक हिस्सा है.
What they gonna do?
यहाँ इसने कंफर्म किया और गोइंग टू अपसाइड. Here
And
to
here is the line
right now.
of actual control. Market goes to trap you here. If here is the break, then go to upside. Otherwise it's going to downside. But it's always going huge downside. Today here we check out. It goes to a lot downside. Where here to here, 21 November to here. It's a very small portion.
So here is the perfect
58.
thing where market going to be check and perfect the cyclical level
61.
where you goes to downside here.
67. 9. If they will break
Both of the time
here,
where point
they will
goes
go
to
to
upside.
upside.
200
68.
points.
605. 650.
Great, it's working.
Continues try to break.
So here is the perfect simulation here. If goes to this one,
They will sudden break.
prices go to check, and please check these levels here.
डरना बंद करो. जब तक डरते रहोगे तब तक दलाली में ही चले जाएंगे सारे ज़्यादा. सबसे ज़्यादा मैंने जो लॉस लिए हैं अपनी प्रैक्टिस में वो लिए हैं दलाली में ही. ओवर ट्रेडिंग खींचते रहते हैं अपन. जब तक हम मार्केट को देखेंगे नहीं, बैठेंगे नहीं, पकड़ेंगे नहीं, तब तक मार्केट समझ नहीं आएगा.
And here is the downside move.
बैठना पड़ेगा मार्केट में.
Almost $400 downside movement. Capture it.
यहाँ से एक बार हो सकता है नीचे की तरफ भी आए. ये हो सकता है. अच्छा
So
प्रोबेबिलिटी
we
है.
check how Fabianic circles work. How big
कोशिश तो ट्राई तो कर रहा है.
circle work when I apply like
चैनल से बाहर जाने नहीं दे रहे हैं
WD
फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स वाले.
can
जो हेजिंग करके बैठे
give
हैं.
me proper
यहाँ पे वो प्रीमियम मीटिंग कर रहे हैं.
break out and break down. To capture big moves. बोला था आप लोग नीचे आ सकता है एक बार के लिए, ये आया और नीचे ले जा सकता है हमको. अंडरस्टैंडिंग फिबोनाची सर्कल्स इन गैन्स फ्रेमवर्क. तो जो फिबोनाची सर्कल्स होता है वो एक ज्योमेट्रिक टूल है जिसके अंदर कंबाइन की गई है टाइम साइकिल्स को हॉरिजॉन्टल एक्सपेंशन है. दूसरा है प्राइस लेवल जो कि वर्टिकल एक्सपेंशन है उसका. तीसरा है गैन्स स्क्वायर ऑफ 9 प्रिंसिपल जियोमेट्रिक एंगल्स है. द सर्किल एक्सपेंड्स फ्रॉम अ सिग्निफिकेंट पिवट पॉइंट, मेजर हाई एंड लोज एंड आइडेंटिफाई पोटेंशियल सपोर्ट एंड रेजिस्टेंस जोन वेयर प्राइसेस एंड टाइम कन्वर्ट, जहाँ पे प्राइस और टाइम दोनों मिलते हैं. एक बार वो जगह है सकता है जो कि यहाँ पे चार्ट में साफ साफ सो रही है. को ब्रेक करे रेजिस्टेंस से फिर से एक बार के लिए ऊपर की तरफ जा सकता है. तो ये इसके हाफ से भी वापस आ सकता है, हाफ का हाफ, जो कि जिम साइमन ने बताया है कि मार्केट गिरता है हाफ का हाफ, चढ़ता है तब हाफ का हाफ. है आइडेंटिफाई द स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट, सेलेक्ट अ मेजर स्विंग हाई, बियरिश एनालिसिस. डाउन साइड का मूव, स्विंग हाई को देखो, मेजर स्विंग लो को देखो. फॉर बुलिश एनालिसिस, मेजर स्विंग लो को देखो जहाँ से आपको बुलिश देखना है, जहाँ से आपको लॉन्ग करना है. ग्रेट. दिस शुड बी अ सिग्निफिकेंट पिवट कन्फर्मेशन बाय वॉल्यूम एंड प्राइस एक्शन. Then the best results come from pivots at a 52-week highs, lows or major trend reversals. Share मैं तो drawing Fibonacci circles. From your pivot point, draw circles at these Fibonacci ratios. जो है वो है Fibonacci ratios इनके हिसाब से 0.38.2%. सबसे ज़्यादा मूव्स जो आते हैं दिन में वो आते हैं ये लगभग 80% के आसपास, और 0.500 जो कि आते हैं 40% टाइम. और ये गोल्डन रेशियो. फिर 1.100%, 1.618 एक्सटेंशन होता है, और ये मैक्सिमम पेन है 2.618. उसके बाद जो आपको अप्लाई करना है वो है करना है गैन एंगल, जो कि मैंने गैन फैन के द्वारा अप्लाई किया है. फ्रॉम द सेम पिवट 1 multiply 45 degree angle, most important 1 multiply 26.25%, 2 multiply 1 63.75, 1 multiply 4 and 4 multiply 4 extreme moves. So we check out extreme moves here. So here is the first move. Here's the continuous $87,000 and going to upside. Here is the 2 points. So where we can check out here the market, the many price point here. Extreme moves goes here when the outside of the market. It's a completely change here. So here is the ocean and sky, both of the where they converges. So extreme rejection and going to the downside
move
यहाँ से
here. These
अब
are
यहाँ
the
ऊपर तक
points
जा सकता है एक बार के लिए फिर से
where trends are
टेस्टिंग के लिए।
confirmedly complete. तो 9:33 हुए हैं। बिग कैंडल्स का ध्यान रखें आप, जो कि कभी भी आ सकती है। और 8 बजे का मूव हमेशा ध्यान रखें, ये 8 बजे का ही मूव है करीब करीब। ये देखिए आप, 8 बजे के मूव है ये कम्प्लीटली। ये 8 बजे की कैंडल है जो कि डाउन साइड है। यहाँ इसने कंफर्म कर दिया, उसके बाद कंफ्यूज किया 3 2 5 5 मिनट 6 मिनट तक कंफ्यूज किया, और उसके बाद जस्ट डाउन। तो ये कंफर्म कर सकते हैं 5 मिनट के कि वो मूव किस साइड आया है। अप एंड डाउन होगा एक बार के लिए, रीसेट करता है मार्केट अपने आप को, या फिर एल्गोरिथम्स यहाँ पे वर्क करते हैं। ये भी कोई स्ट्रेटजी का हिस्सा हो सकता है। मे बी आई एम गोइंग टू कैप्चर हियर। एक बार के लिए हम देखते हैं बुलिश सेटअप कैसे बनाया जाता है। सर्किल इंटरेक्शन विद गैन एंगल्स व्हेन प्राइस रीचेज अ फिबोनाची सर्किल के पास जाती है दैट इंटरसेक्ट विद अ राइजिंग गैन एंगल 1 × 1 एंड 2 × 1 टाइम एंड प्राइस का स्क्वायर बनाएगा। प्राइस रीचेज द सर्किल एट अ फिबोनाची टाइम काउंट 21 34 55 89 डेज फ्रॉम पिवट। Value confirmation 20% plus above average volume on breakout 20% तुम्हें सीधा मिलेगा। प्राइस क्लोजेज above the circle level for 2 consecutive sessions. So stop loss place below the previous Fibonacci circle level 5 to 8% below entry, which average close must be below the supporting gain angle. Target levels high probability area, critical confluence zones. Watch the triple convergence. Fibonacci circle level, gain angle intersections, Fibonacci count 21 bars, 34, 55. When all three aligns, the probability of a major moves increases significantly. Time cycle analysis, gain emphasize time over price. प्राइस अपने आप आ जाएगी जब आपका टाइम आ जाएगा। काउंट बार्स फ्रॉम योर पिवट 8 13 and 21 bars is the minor cycles. 34 55 are intermediate cycles. 89 144 and 234 major cycles. So we count first year minor cycles 8 13 21 bars. So we can apply it here, and here is the breakdown up to open one level here right now, and market going to downside. So here is the breakdown right now. Check out completely here, exactly that point going to be a downside of a move of a $200 $200 to $300. So we count the bars of 8 13 21 8 bars. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 8 times, and 9. 11, 12, 13.
Hello everyone, it's Dale here. Welcome to the webinar. I'm very excited to get started, so let's get to it. The topic of today's webinar is how to trade with a volume profile, and this is what we are going to learn today. The first thing that we will cover will be volume profile basics. So if this is the first time you hear about the volume profile, then we'll get you acquainted in here. Now the next part will be the biggest part and the most important part of this webinar, and it will be the trade entry setups. In here I'll talk about my most favorite volume profile setups. I'll give you exact steps how to trade them, so when you finish with the webinar you will have complete set of rules and you will be all good to try it out on your own. Now the next part will be how to use volume profile to set your take profit and stop loss. And then I'll discuss the importance of time frame when trading with volume profile. I will also show you my volume profile workspaces, which I use for my day trading, as well as for swing trading and planning my long-term investments. And in the next part, we'll cover the ideal trading instruments to trade with the volume profile. And next, we are going to discuss trading platform, data, broker, and in the end I'll point you to some further volume profile education. Now let me give you at least some very brief info about me. My name is Dale, and as far as my formal education goes, I have a university degree in finance. I have some of the fancy trading certificates, but that really shouldn't be the reason why you should listen to me. Because if you choose to listen to me today, it should be because I have over 12 years of real trading experience. I've been trading stocks, investment certificates, automated systems, and currently I focus mainly on trading manually. Now, a couple of years back, I founded a website, trader-dale.com. I've also developed some indicators. I developed the volume profile indicator, VWAP indicator, and order flow indicators for NinjaTrader 8 platform, and also for MetaTrader platform. And I also wrote 2 books, Volume Profile, The Insider's Guide to Trading, and Order Flow, Trading Setups. Both books are one of the best-selling trading books that you can buy on Amazon. Now, the very first advice I'm going to give you in today's webinar is say no to standard indicators. The reason I say that is that big market participants who move and manipulate the markets, they don't really care if you use moving average with period of 20 or 70, or that one moving average crossed the other, or that RCI is showing overbought or oversold. They don't really care about that. That's just nonsense. The sooner you get rid of all these standard indicators which don't really help in any way, the better for you, because those indicators won't help you in any way. Now, to prove my point, let me show you this. Now this table right there, this shows top 10 currency traders. Those are 10 biggest banks which control majority of the volumes. Those 10 banks control over 2/3 of all volumes that are traded on the currency markets. Right, so those guys are the guys who move the prices and who manipulate the prices. Those are the guys who set the rules for this game, right? They move and manipulate the prices. Now, those guys have a huge amounts of capital to trade with. But the disadvantage to that is that when they trade, they need to allocate massive volumes because they have massive amounts of money to trade with, right? And those insane volumes reveal their activity. And this helps us to track those guys, to track their activity. And this is why I always say that volumes are the most valuable information you can get from the market. Because through volumes you can follow the big guys, those big guys whose game we play. So that's why I say volumes are the key, and That's why I like to use the volume profile and volume-based indicators to track actions of those institutions.
So we can write down here.
Now, if this is the first time you hear about the volume profile, then this is how it looks like. The volume profile is a histogram which shows volume at price. Now, that means that the wider the volume profile is, the heavier volumes were traded at that price level. So, in this case, this volume profile shows three important volume areas. This one, and this one. So looking at this, we can tell that the huge trading institutions were active and were trading around this price level, around this price level, and around this price level. And this is very valuable information which you can work with and which you can build your strategy around, right? Volume profile helps identify positions of institutions, like I just showed you, right? So why is volume profile better than standard indicators? It's better because standard indicators only work with two variables, with price and with time. So all those hundreds of indicators which you have in your MetaTrader 4 platform, those are just variations, different variations of some formula which only works and calculates based on price and time. That doesn't tell us anything about volumes, right? This doesn't tell us anything about the big guys who move and manipulate the prices. Those indicators, those standard indicators, are delayed, and they basically show us where the price was at some point of time. Now, where is the edge in that? There's no edge in that. On the other hand, take the volume profile. The volume profile has three variables. It calculates with price, time, and volumes. And through the volumes, we are able to track the big guys, right? So that's why volume profile is better than all these standard indicators. That's the difference. Now, to make things a bit clearer, let me show you a distinction between volume at price, which is volume profile, and volume at time, which is standard volume indicator, which you can find, for example, in MetaTrader platform. So volume at time basically shows you how big volumes were at a certain point of time. Now, this is not too helpful because it doesn't point to any trading levels. It doesn't tell you like there is a support, there is a resistance, you should trade from this level or you should trade from another level. So this doesn't really give you that much information. But if you compare it to volume at price, which is volume profile, then there is a huge difference. Because when you look at volume profile, you immediately know where the important trading areas are. In this case, it is this price area. Why? Because of the massive volumes. Massive volumes which are traded by the institutions there. Right? That's information you can work with. That's information you can trade with. So that's the difference between volume and price, very useful information, and standard volume at time, which is not really that useful in my opinion, at least not by itself. Now, what we have before us is the core of the webinar, which is the trading setups. But before that, let me address one pretty important thing, which I think you could be skeptical about. In fact, I think you should be skeptical about this, because every smart investor and trader should be skeptical. Now the thing is, why would I reveal to you my working trading strategies? Why don't I keep it secret? Why don't I keep it for myself? Now let me ask you, Do you know how many people like you and me, I mean retail traders, trade in the market? I mean like percentage-wise. How many volumes we retail traders control? This is an information which you can find on the internet. You can verify it. It is an information from statistics from Bank for International Settlements. The number is 3.5%. Retail traders control 3.5% of all the volumes traded. So I don't really think if I share my trading strategy with a couple of hundred guys, anything will change. My trading strategy won't stop to work. The market won't start to move differently. So why wouldn't I share? I don't lose anything, right? Now, another important thing which I would like to address is that this is not a magic pill or a get-rich-quick guide. What I'm going to show you is not a holy grail. I don't make any promises that it will work for you and that it will change your life and you'll suddenly become a millionaire. I'm also not saying that this is for everybody. This is not for everybody. But what I can tell you is that the volume profile approach and the setups which I'm going to show you is the best I know. That's the best I found in my 12 years trading career. All right, that's the best I know, and that's what I'm going to show you now. All right, so let's get to it. And let me first introduce a very useful tool. It is a flexible volume profile. This is a volume profile indicator which I developed, and the difference between standard volume profile and my flexible volume profile is that with a flexible profile, you can move it around the chart. You can look into specific areas which you are interested in and which you are thinking about trading. Now, this may not seem like a huge deal, especially if this is the first time you hear about my trading setups and about volume profile, but you'll see that this actually is a pretty big deal. You'll see that when we go through the trading setups. Now let me just real quickly jump on the chart and show you how the volume profile looks like, how the flexible volume profile looks like. So what do you see before you? That's a standard clean chart, NinjaTrader 8 platform. The symbol is Australian dollar, US dollar. It is a 30-minute chart. And let's say that I'm interested in how volumes are distributed in this zone, right? So I use the hotkey and use the volume profile like that. That's the flexible volume profile. You can move it around the chart. You can select specific areas which you are interested in, and it will instantly show how the volumes are distributed in those areas. Right? That's how the flexible volume profile looks like. So let me now go back and show you the trading setups. So the first trading setup which I'll show you is called the volume accumulation setup. This setup is based on the fact that big trading institutions need to place their orders in a rotation. The reason is that they control massive volumes, massive capital which they need to allocate in the market. And they can't do it when there's a trend, because they want to do it slowly and unnoticed. They want to hide their action and their intentions, right? So they do it when there is a rotation. When there is a rotation, they can slowly and unnoticed place their orders. And when they are done with that, they manipulate the price into a trend.
So here is the major
Alright,
move.
so with this setup, the first thing which you want to do is look for a rotation.
$60, $65, $70. 75, 80, 81, 82, 85, 86, 87, 88 and 89. Exactly. Move to $350 increment. Here is the intermediate cycle. Oh, it's a major cycle. The next one is the 144, and then next one is 233 bars. Yes, the going to upside. Sometimes it's checking 1, 2, 3 bars and market going upper side.
Which is followed by a trend. The reason is, in a rotation, heavy volumes, heavy institutional volumes got accumulated, big guys entered their positions, and then they pushed the price. In this case, they pushed the price downwards. Now, if you look at this picture, then this gives us a very useful information which we can use in our trading. We know that in this rotation, big trading institutions, the big guys, were entering their positions, right? We see that on the volume profile. You can see that there were massive volumes there. You see that the volume profile is very wide there, right? Then there was a sharp sell-off, downtrend. So this tells us that those guys were entering shorts slowly and unnoticed, and then they manipulated the price downwards. That's the information we have. Now, how to work with that? You identify where the heaviest volumes got accumulated in the rotation area. In this case, I hope you can see it. It was in here. This is where the volume profile was the thickest. Right? So you draw a line there and wait for the price to return to this level again. In other words, you wait for a pullback. It doesn't really matter how long you wait. Markets have great memory. What you do is you simply draw the line there, set an alarm or set a limit order, and wait for the pullback. When there is a pullback, you want to enter your trade at first touch, and you want to enter the trade in the direction of the trend. So there was a downtrend right in here. So that's why you want to place short from there. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole setup. Just make sure that you use the flexible volume profile in the whole rotation area. This whole rotation area, right? Because you want to see how the volumes were distributed throughout the whole rotation area. Now, this is the setup, but let me now show you the reasoning behind the setup. Let me tell you why it works. So this is another example of the volume accumulation setup. There was a rotation in here with massive volumes created and traded in here at this price level. Now, from that, there was a strong buying activity, an uptrend. This is the first step of the volume accumulation setup, right? Find a rotation followed by a trend. So, what happened in here? First, strong buyers were accumulating their positions in a rotation, right there. Those are the strong buyers. Then, strong buyers are pushing the price aggressively upwards. That's the uptrend. Then, sellers took over and the price went downwards towards this level. What happens when the price makes the pullback to that level, to this zone where the strong buyers were? Those buyers want to defend this zone. If the price goes past it, then those guys will start losing money. This zone is important for them. They accumulated their positions there and then they push the price upwards from there, right? So they don't want to see the price go below that place where they placed their positions, right? So what they do is that those buyers, strong buyers, aggressively defend their long positions and they push the price higher. This is strong buyers defending their long positions. So this is a first factor that drives the price upwards from the heavy volume zone. But there's also a second factor. We can't really tell which factor is stronger, but there are always two factors which help to move the price away from the heavy volume area. So this is the same picture. Again, buyers, uptrend, pullback, and this is the second factor. Sellers are getting rid of their selling positions using buy orders. Now, what that means, those sellers are pushing the price downwards, right? But when the price hits this important area, this heavy volume area, the sellers from this zone, they don't really want to risk a fight with the strong buyers from this place. So what they do, what the sellers do, is they quit their positions. They don't want to risk the fight, so they quit their short positions. They quit them here. They don't want to risk the fight. So when somebody is short and they want to quit their trade, they need to buy, right? And when they buy, they help to drive the price upwards. That's the buy order which helps to drive the price upwards, right? So that's the second factor. First factor is buyers defending their longs. Second factor is sellers getting rid of their shorts. Both factors are pushing the price upwards from heavy volume areas, right? Now this doesn't only apply on the volume accumulation setup, it also applies to other volume-based setups, because that's sort of universal logic, right? Every heavy volume area is very strong support or resistance zone, and it applies everywhere. Now let me give you some more examples on the volume accumulation setup so you get more acquainted with it. In here, what you can see is a rotation followed by a strong trend. So what you do is you use the flexible volume profile to look into the rotation and see if there were heavy volumes there and how they were distributed there. The heaviest volumes in this zone were in here. So you draw the line there, set an alert or a limit order, you wait for a pullback and you go short at first touch. There's no need for any sort of confirmation, you just enter the trade. If there is no macro news when the price hits this level, then you can just enter it and go short right away, right? So, next example. This was the Australian dollar Japanese yen. Heavy volume area in this rotation, massive volumes right there. And from there, crazy strong buying activity. So that's the volume accumulation setup, right? Strong buyers who are building up their positions in here, and then they pushed the price upwards. So this is the important support, marked by those heavy volumes. What you do, you wait for a pullback. When the price hits the level, you go long, right? Another one. This is a short trade scenario. Again, there was a rotation, which was followed by a really strong sell-off. So again, this is a sign that strong and aggressive sellers were building up their shorts in here, and then they pushed the price downwards. So what you do is you wait for a pullback, and when the price hits that level, you go short. Now maybe you're looking at those lines which I have in here, those gray and yellow lines. Now those are not Bollinger Bands or standard indicators. That's in fact VWAP indicator, which is another volume-based indicator which I like to use as a little addition to volume profile. Volume profile is my main trading tool, and the VWAP is sort of additional tool which I like to use to complement the volume profile with. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that if you are wondering, those are not Bollinger Bands. This is another volume-based indicator which I like to use with the volume profile. But anyways, this webinar is about my main trading tool, my most favorite trading tool, which is the volume profile. So let's focus on that. Now this is the last example of the volume accumulation setup, which I have in here. This one was on the Euro British Pound. There was a rotation, pretty tight rotation in here. And in that rotation, you can see that there were massive volumes traded, right? From there was a strong. This one was on the Euro British Pound. There was a rotation, pretty tight rotation in here. And in that rotation, you can see that there were massive volumes traded, right? From there was a strong.